Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Ezoic Spotlight. I'm Sarah, and today I'm interviewing Emilia Gardner. Emilia is an up-and-coming YouTuber, and she makes tons of content on building websites from scratch, buying and selling websites, and everything in between. I also asked her a ton of questions about how she got to where she is today, building her YouTube channel. So if you're interested in starting your own YouTube channel, definitely stay tuned for this interview. Talked way back, you told me that you used to be a lawyer. So I kind of want to know, how did you start, transitioning into entering the digital space? Like, what about like making a website and monetizing it? Or how did you even get introduced to that?
Me, like many people, I think we had something in our lives happen that sort of encouraged that jump. And at some point, personally, it became really valuable for me not to be a lawyer. The amount of time and attention and the day that you have invested in being a lawyer, at some point in life, especially as you get older, and you can look at my face, there's some lines there. It's because I've gotten older and no longer am I willing to sacrifice my life, sitting in an office. And so being online affords us so much more flexibility and freedom.
When did you decide that like monetizing websites? Was there any people that kind of like pushed you to join this space?
That is a great question. And you ask it as though there was a defining moment when I thought, I'm going to monetize a website. I think many of us come to this thinking, I would like to make money online. And so we spend a lot of time researching and trying to gather resources and trying things to make that happen. And so I tried a bunch of things and I didn't know what I was doing. And there was a lot of uncertainty. And so I tried to make money online for a long time. It was when I came across John Dykstra's blogging course in April of 2019, but it just made sense to me. But the whole concept of putting out informational content that you could monetize with display ads, focusing on less competitive keywords, I thought, I can do that. Totally credit John Dykstra for putting me on the path to where I am headed today. I mean, I'm not there yet, but I can definitely give him credit for that, happily.
So that was about a year ago. And would you say, for people who are kind of starting right now who want to build websites, do you think that there's equal opportunities for them to find courses that are going to be easy to follow?
I think it depends on where people are in their journey. Somebody who's a straight up beginner who needs something basic to help them get started. I mean, there's a lot of that stuff out there. And there's a lot of the complicated stuff out there. And I think mostly what people need to do is find the method, the strategy, and the person that resonates with them, someone that they trust, they're willing to commit to for 12 to 18 months. I don't care what course it is, what strategy it is, assuming that that one is based in fact and isn't a scam or whatever, you're going to have to throw all in on a particular strategy, whatever it is, for 12 to 18 months. Most of these people who are putting out high quality content, who actually have the chops to be able to recommend it, to teach it, have been doing it for years. And so I think expectations are not set all that great. I mean, you have to be prepared to put in the work to get there.
John Dykstra was kind of like your first. Has anybody kind of followed that where now you're like, okay, this is like somebody that I kind of idolize?
I follow different people for different reasons. There are folks that are doing things that I don't know how to do that I would like to do one day, like Matt Diggity. I talked with him earlier this year and he's super talented and he's super smart. And I have access to his course and he came on my channel a couple months ago and he's a super nice guy. And it's not something that is intuitive to me and it's a different world. For me, in the next year, I'm going to be spending a lot of time with his course and trying to learn what I can from him and the rest. So what I find anymore is that I'm not reaching for resources and courses. What I'm reaching out for more is connection with other people who are doing the same things. So there's a group of us on YouTube that are really hungry for case studies, like legit case study reports. So here's what I did for the last 30 days. I tried this. This is what happened. And we feel like you can trust that type of content more than potentially somebody who has a course, until you really dig into someone's content and you see their case studies and you see what it is that they're working on. It's really hard to know who to trust and who to give your money to. And there are a lot of people who are really hungry for that content and me. I mean, I'm absolutely in there. And I follow tons of channels that have 100 subscribers, 47 subscribers, whatever. But if they're doing low budget, low production, actual case studies, they're worth following to me.
Yeah, nice. So I kind of want to get into just your YouTube channel in general, because this is something that's very highly sought after. A lot of people kind of want to get started, and publishers especially. So when you made your YouTube channel, was it to build your brand, or was it personal, or what was kind of like your goal for it?
Oh my God, I knew that I would end up having to tell this story over and over.
Tell me. Tell me.
I told this story to to Doug Cunnington a couple weeks ago, because he asked me this question. The reason I started a YouTube channel is because I was afraid of the camera. It made me sick to my stomach because I would be so critical of myself. Like I couldn't hear the sound of my own voice, like to edit videos. You know, you're forced to confront yourself. I wanted to do it because I had tried to go live on Facebook in one of my Facebook groups, and I cried. And, you know, I like had a meltdown, like a complete and total meltdown. It happened over and over again. And I decided, you know what, this is crap. I hate that there's something out there that I should be able to do. I just decided that I would start with YouTube, and you should see my first YouTube video. It's there. I left it. I've deleted a whole bunch of stuff, but the very first one is there. I might be wearing this shirt or something like it. It's really awful.
I genuinely hope that anybody watching this who has those same fears that you just described goes to your channel and watches your videos right now, or even literally just this interview, and is like, I can do it. I'm going to start a YouTube channel. You have so many videos on your channel now. So many.
Oh yeah, well, that's how many reps it took, and I deleted some of them. So it wasn't like, you know, people say, oh, 12 videos and I've got 1,000 subscribers. I'm like on close to 250, right? And I made videos for a whole year, and I had 46 subscribers after a year of making videos, not knowing what I was doing. And so most people by that time would just say, you know, it was probably last fall in about October when I was like, okay, I'm going to own this. I'm going to put my actual name on this. I'm going to start using my face on thumbnails and start using my face in videos. And honestly, I think it wasn't until I started doing interviews that I was all of a sudden okay with my face being the primary thing where people would look at and see my face.
Do you think kind of making your brand more, I guess, a personal brand, and kind of putting your name on that, do you think that kind of helped your community of followers and your subscribers?
You speak like it was intentional. that I've been going out of my way to make a brand. No, like I'm still on the journey, and it wasn't purposeful. But I think the journey is why the channel is growing a lot, because I'm literally not trying to create a brand. I'm literally not developing any products whatsoever. And all of my affiliate marketer friends are like, what is wrong with you? You need a funnel. You need a landing page. You need to start collecting their email addresses. I'm like, that is not why I'm here. And I know that I could probably make some money off these people, but I'm not ready. But I feel like I'm still in the process of learning myself and then trying to figure out what I think is my strategy. It makes it really easy when you're open and honest and upfront about where you are in your journey, because these other people who are more experienced are totally cool with talking to me. There are tons of people who are subscribed to my channel who do not come there to learn from me, nor should they, because they they know more than I do, but they participate in the live streams, and so other people have the opportunity to learn from them. But it is growing, and I don't honestly think that the content is extraordinary. It's not heavily produced. It's not scripted.
You produce so much content, and to me, that's one of the best ways to kind of build an audience. Do you have any advice, I guess, for people who are trying to figure out what kind of content do I make for my YouTube channel?
I definitely think that there is some, so I can't say no strategy, because what I do as far as getting videos ready and publishing them, there is a specific strategy for that. But as far as brand building, I don't have a strategy as far as brand building. My strategy for growing the channel is put out more content and try to get better at creating content, really just putting as good of content out there as possible and then letting it roll. But as far as having a strategy for putting out content, I mean, 100%, I absolutely have like a routine for creating content. Like I don't just create content around what I think, what I feel. Like every video starts with a keyword. Is there a searchable keyword? Is somebody looking for this content? And it fits within the niche of my YouTube channel. I have an audience that's kind of divided right now because of some content that I created in January. I have website investors who are interested in buying websites for passive income. They're not interested in building them. They're not interested in running them, operating them. They just want to own it. And that's it. Then I have this other part of my audience built from other content that I've created that are really interested in starting from scratch or buying low and then flipping or growing and monetizing the sites in other ways. So I mean, I have trouble right now trying to satisfy both sides of this audience because I want to create this because I'm interested in it, but I also want to create this because I'm interested in it, and they don't always like the content that I'm producing. It's something I'm interested in, and other people who follow
other people are interested
in it, and so it's like I don't know that you can niche down too far. Like in hindsight, maybe doing a channel that's just focused on the building and growing, and then something separate for the website investing, buying and selling. But I just happen to be interested in both of those. And I really feel like people on both sides should consume content on both because it's relevant to both.
What were the low points? Just like the little things or even the big things that were kind of hard to figure out, but maybe somebody who's interested in kind of starting right now could figure out a little bit sooner?
The hardest part is if you don't have an audience already, you're not famous already, you don't have Instagram or anything else, it's really hard to generate momentum. And momentum is what grows a YouTube channel. And the reason that famous people can generate that momentum is when they publish a video, they can bring their audience over. And then when they launch it, people jump on it right away, which sends positive signals to YouTube. They watch the video all the way through, which sends positive signals to YouTube. They press like and they comment on the video. And that, again, tells YouTube, this is valuable content. And so all of your past content will get promoted. And so if you are starting from scratch and you don't have anybody to go and to watch the videos all the way through and the rest, then you have to create that. And that takes time. Humans are not made to do things that are painful. So it makes no sense to pound your head against the wall doing something that is producing no results whatsoever in perpetuity. Because that's what it feels like for people who don't have a built-in audience. Unless you can figure out a way to get YouTube to start pushing your videos to other people, and there are some strategies. I don't employ a lot of them because I just don't care. You're going to labor in silence for a while, and that is one of the hardest things to overcome because it can take a long time. A lot of people, it takes 2 years of being consistent before you get any growth or traction. And that is mentally so tough.
But at the same time, I think, publishers are also, they must be persistent people because they started a website from the ground up. A lot of them, if you can adopt that same mentality into a YouTube channel, then.
Well, here's the thing. If you are someone who is already a successful publisher, then really you have almost all of the skills already to be successful on YouTube. You understand about marketing your product. You understand keyword research. All of the metrics, and all you have to really do is adapt the method to video. I mean, all of the things that make a great blog post make a great video. I mean, it's like getting the content in there that's high quality. You say the words just like you would put them in an article. You want to make sure that you give enough content out there. Your video is long enough to where you can get some actual watch time. You can promote your stuff the same way that you would promote your blog articles, because we're dealing with a search engine. YouTube is a search engine, just like Google, just like Bing, all the rest. And so if you can already do that, and that's the thing, I will absolutely credit the stuff that I learned in John Dykstra's course to being able to grow my YouTube channel. The idea of pursuing low competition, long tail keywords 100% translates to YouTube. And guess what? There's almost nobody doing it. Let's say that you find a low competition keyword in your niche and you were thinking about writing a blog post for it. You find, nobody's doing it. Well, if you make a video, that video is also going to show up probably on page 1. If you can rank a blog post, you can probably rank a video.
I agree.
And you already have the skills to do it. On a blog, I can hide behind it. And from YouTube, you can see my face right now. The trolls are real. This guy subscribed to my channel, watched a couple videos, left me some gnarly comments, deleted them, and he's still subscribed to this day. People think that you should have as many subscribers as possible, and I disagree. I think you should have subscribers who like your content and are engaged in it, because YouTube tests your videos on your subscribers, I think. And so if they see your thumbnail, they see your notification on the phone, they're like, oh, so-and-so posted a video, and then you don't go and watch it, that's a signal to YouTube that your content sucks. But I honestly think that if people scroll by your video, oh, Sarah put out a video about this, and then they just keep scrolling, I think that encourages YouTube to show it to fewer people. The engagement does a lot. You know, the YouTube SEO. I think I'm not an expert in YouTube, honestly, but I think what we're seeing though is that SEO only matters until YouTube has had an opportunity to collect some metrics about how good the video is. So in the first couple days or weeks or month or whatever, SEO is the way Google decides or YouTube decides what video to deliver when somebody does a search. But after that, it's what is the best video. And I don't care what the SEO is done on it, you know, what title tag you have or what your tags are or what's in your description. If your video sucks, if people aren't clicking on it, or people when they watch it aren't watching it more than a few seconds or are dropping off after 2 minutes, I don't care how good your SEO is, that video is going nowhere, and YouTube isn't going to show it to people.
I do want to ask you about, do you monetize with affiliate links with Amazon? I know you monetize with display ads. Have you ever done like a mixed revenue model site, or do you have preference for how you choose to monetize?
I do have some sites that are strictly ads, and I also have some sites that are strictly affiliate offers, and then I have some sites where I run both. I only recently joined the Amazon Associates program, and I will say again, because when I first got started in 2018, I joined right away, and on a site that failed, I put Amazon links on it and then never got a sale in the first 6 months, and they booted me from the program. And they tell you that you can reapply when you have enough traffic. Just actually, it's so funny. I just decided to reapply last week on my case study site. So I have a handful of sites, and one of them I started last year, and I had worked on it for 12 months just doing ad revenue. And then I thought, oh, this is a great time to start adding affiliate offers now that I've done, you know, a whole year doing just ad stuff. And so I added affiliate links to one post just for fun. And then I earned 54 cents in the first 24 hours. And I was thrilled because I basically within, 2 or 3 days had earned the number of sales to, solidify my account. And then the next day, I made $6. I'm like, yes. And then the email comes out about Amazon cutting all of their things. And it's like, all right, well, I'm glad I didn't get too far down that rabbit hole. I just got started. And I mean, I'm not in a position where a lot of people are, where they're like whole livelihoods have just been hammered. Not just website owners, operators, but also people who create content around Amazon affiliate, who have courses around Amazon affiliate. I mean, who are just heavily involved in the Amazon Associates program. I mean, ebooks, whatever. These people, all of their business has just been hammered, and they got a notice, an email.
That's kind of like one of my favorite questions is like display ads versus affiliate revenue. Like, what do you prefer and why? Everybody has a different experience. I'm curious to see kind of how this plays out for those who are relying so heavily, I guess, on affiliate links.
I think everybody is going to be grabbing at whatever low-hanging fruit exists to try and replace that income. When some of the big names start to come out with content that says it's okay to put affiliate links on the same page as ads, like Matt Diggity put out a video not too long ago about how he tested this out, and his conclusion was it's okay. And in fact, the affiliate offers might convert better because of ads, because people are used to seeing them, and it gives them a sense of security and authenticity, because every website that is worth its weight in anything has ads on it. So if this doesn't have an ad on it, there must be something wrong. I think we're going to see a lot more of the mixed revenue model. We're going to see a lot of people looking to new affiliate programs. I mean, anybody with content out there right now, which has best alternative affiliate programs to Amazon, I mean, they're seeing so much traffic right now. But I also see people looking at other revenue streams. So maybe they've had this idea in the back of their mind that they'll create a SaaS product, or some other service or some other revenue stream from a product that they could partner with, or create plugins, widgets, funnels, like whatever. I think we're going to see a lot of people heading down that direction, because they're going to want to have something that they can have more control over. I mean, if you're selling something for $999 and you can keep like the majority of that with one sale, versus trying to make 6,000 sales through Amazon, you might find that you can sell a fraction of those and maybe make more money. And it's just going to push people out of the nest into other affiliate programs or into creating their own product that they may never have thought before. I'm all about multiple revenue streams. And even if it is really likely that me doing YouTube pulls me away from building up my websites. And I also do some stuff over on Skillshare, and I've done stuff on KDP. But when one of those things gets decimated, hopefully I'll be okay, because I am playing the long game and building up multiple streams from different places. And yeah, they're all small right now. They're all small. But if I stick with it for 3, 4, 5 years, if they all grow, then all of a sudden they're not so small. It's really hard to do all of those things and to shift your focus. And I'm not saying that I'm even really doing them all really well. If I could focus 100% on YouTube, I definitely would put out better videos. I would definitely do more networking. I would promote my content more. I probably would grow I would have a brand, right? Going forward with my name, if anything, is just a testament to how far I have come in this, because in the beginning, my name was something that I didn't want to put out there. And now it's strange to me that people know who I am. I feel like an Ezoic ambassador right now, though, because I get so much traffic in the comments of my videos now, are people asking questions. Somebody called me an Ezoic expert today, and I was like, I use it. I've been using it since December. I don't feel like an expert at all. I don't mind the comments, because ultimately it's good engagement for the videos, which is a trust signal to YouTube. So I encourage people to talk as much as possible and try to engage them in the comments as much as they'll talk to me. So I'll ask them questions when they just say, hey, great video, whatever. And then I'll ask them questions to try to draw them in to talk more, because
that's
YouTube,
a good strategy.
YouTube, I think sends a good signal to YouTube that people were engaged with the video and thought that the content was worthwhile. So a lot of people don't respond to comments on YouTube, or they get
that usually,
or they get to it like months later or weeks later or whatever. And the YouTubers who are, when they release a video and they spend the next hour after the video is gone out or in front of their phone, just like ready to jump on comments right away, I think it helps. I really do think it helps, because I think with what we're seeing about engagement as being a factor, I mean, I don't know how much of a factor it is, but if you think about a video like a launch, like this, like how strong you would launch it, like the sooner you can get those signals out there, the more likely it is to get up high enough to catch the wind. I mean, I've never had like a viral video. I've had some videos that got a lot of traffic because of the interest of a small group. Like I don't know if you saw that I covered the income store collapse.
I did.
But that was like sort of the launching pad for me to meeting a lot of these people, and those videos got massive amounts. I remember like watching the view count go up, and I was taking pictures of it, and now it's hilarious, because my view count for every 48 hours is well above what I was taking picture of. But I was just like, what is happening? Like screenshot, like every 100, in the hour was like screenshot. This is absurd. Like,
what would you consider to be a viral video? I feel like a lot of people would have a different answer for that.
I think it would be a kind of video that YouTube would start promoting to people who aren't in your audience. So something that is more broad. Because it's one thing, like if I have a good video, it will show it to the people who are interested in videos in my niche. But could you imagine, like Gary Vee's stuff they just blast it to everybody who has like some sort of connection in some way that maybe looked at something similar, just to send it out there on a broad scale, just putting it in front of people who would be likely to click on it.
I do want to know, I mean, we're talking about the Amazon associates cuts. A big reason that's happening is because of what's going on with the economy right now, because of the global pandemic we're in. How has coronavirus changed your business? Are your day-to-day operations different? Is your strategies different? What's kind of been the impact for you?
I'm first of all going to say that I don't believe that Amazon's changes have anything to do with the coronavirus. I'm just going to put that out there. I think I think they've been on the path to that for a while.
Okay.
And so the timing sucks. And maybe that's what motivated the release of the information. But I don't ultimately think that it was because of any cut this or that or whatever. I think it's just as part of a business growth and change. I think this is probably where they've always been headed. As far as the pandemic, ad revenue is down across the board, except for on pages where I have something that is relevant to folks who are at home. And I will say that while some of my pages are down, so traffic is down, revenue is down. And then on some pages, traffic is up and revenue is down. And then I have some pages where traffic is up and revenue is massively spiked. And I think that there are some businesses, some brands out there who are still interested in competing for eyeballs. They're still interested in competing for clicks because they're still earning money. And so I don't want to go too far to give out the niche or the topics or whatever.
Yeah.
But there are some folks, and it's not survival or anything else. It's just something that sort of randomly happened to be something that unexpectedly just happens to be relevant to people being stuck at home. And there just happens to be an advertiser or a set of advertisers who are competing for those eyeballs because they're making money during a time when that's happening. So I'm probably one of those people who, while I've definitely seen traffic bouncing around and revenue being hammered, that my overall revenue for March and for April is going to be more. Probably one of the biggest months that I've had in a while, since some of the I have this site, a couple of sites that did really well until the Google catastrophes of 2019. And so then it's like, oh, well, it happens, whatever. And then they haven't had a rebound because of Google. There just happens to be some content that is apparently a money maker during a pandemic.
Trying to produce more content like that, you're just going to let it go?
I'm just letting it ride because I honestly don't think that I can put out anything that I don't want to compete with it. I don't want to hurt it. I don't want to do anything that's going to harm that sort of like golden goose. I could try to create content around it, but I mean, I could tell you more if I told you about the niche and what it's about, but ultimately I'm just sort of riding it out because it's just one of those things. I think that it's going to slump. It's going to go back to mediocrity when this is all over. And I think it just goes to show you how important diversification is.
Thank you guys so much for watching my interview with Emilia. I hope you enjoyed this interview. If you want to see more interviews like this, visit the Ezoic YouTube channel under Ezoic Spotlight, and we'll see you on the next episode.